Hello learners, welcome to your favorite Learn at Home program. My name is Haruna Manasseh Yerima, your Agric teacher. Today, we want to look at the topic under Agric that says forest and forest uses. Have you ever traveled across the nation, that is from one state to another? You can see the kind of vegetation we have in Nigeria. Then, let's look at the meaning of forest. Before then, we're going to consider the introduction. They said, as you are moving across Nigeria, you will discover that there are different vegetation you find along the roads. As you're going, you discover that sometimes you enter a place that carries plenty trees. You later enter a place that carries grasses. Sometimes you reach to a place that you cannot even see grasses or trees. He said in the southern part of the country, you will discover that the vegetation there is different from the northern part of the country. In the southern part of this country, they have a thick forest, while in the northern part of the country, the vegetation is not as thick as the one we have in the southern part of this country. Yes, have you ever been to the southern part of this country? You discover that in such areas, they carry thick forest that covers the vegetation. Having said this, let's look at the definition of a forest. The forest, by definition, is, can be defined as an area of land set aside for the production of timber and other forest products. Yes, we said forest can be defined as an area of land set aside for the production of timber and other forest products. Yes, we have been building houses, the roof. We discovered that we use wood to make the rafter before laying the sheet of zinc on top of it. You discover that the wood, you cannot get it anywhere apart from the forest. From the forest, we get wood, then that we use in construction of our building. It consists of a group of trees and a commodity of many other living things, including many kinds of animals. Animals are found in the forest. Yes, there are a lot of creatures that are found in the forest, or living things, or living organisms that are found in the forest. The branch of study which deals with the application of scientific knowledge and techniques to the production and management of timber and other forest products for the benefit of mankind is known as forestry. Yes, it's known as forestry. All the application of this scientific knowledge in the management of all these things that we have mentioned that can be found in the forest, they are known as what we call forestry. There are some that have gone to university to study forestry. That is those things that are living in the forest. Now we want to look at the classification of forests in Nigeria based on their vegetation. Classification based on vegetation. The types of soil and the different climatic conditions are the factors which determine the vegetation zones of a country. Yes, the type of soil and the climatic condition found in the country determines the vegetation of that country. In Nigeria, these factors have given rise to two major types of vegetation. Yes, the forest and the savanna zones. We have the forest and we have the savanna zones in Nigeria, which are further subdivided into zones with different characteristics. In forest zone, if you go there, it has been further classified into some subzones. So also in savanna zone, it has further been classified into subzones. We're going to look at them one after the other. The forest zones. These are found in the southern part of the country. The zones are generally characterized by heavy and long periods of rainfall and tall trees. Yes, if you go to the southern part of this country, you discover that their period for dry season is lesser than the one we have in the northern part of this country. Reason being that because of the excessive thick forest that they have there, the forest help in condensing water that will form rain, at all times. So they have more rainfall in such area than the northern part of this country. The forest zones can be divided into mangrove or swamp forest and rain forest. It has been divided into two. We say the mangrove or rain forest and a swamp forest. We are going to look at them one after the other. Mangrove or swamp forest. This is found along the coast of southern Nigeria. That's if you go down, if you are traveling to the southern part of this country, the kind of vegetation we find there is called the mangrove. That is where you see a very thick forest that carries plenty trees. Along the delta area, that is, if you go down to the south, that is Niger Delta zone, you can still see this kind of trees there. The zone is characterized by heavy rainfall, high humidity, and swampy soil. Yes, there is heavy rainfall in such area, and high humidity, and also a swampy place. That's a place that has a waterlogging environment. The trees found in this zone include the red and white mangrove, raffia palms, the one that they used in making seats or chairs with this, and palm trees. Animals include snakes, birds, crocodile, etc. Very little or no farming is done in this area, but most farmers in this area go into fish farming because they have body of water there. Instead of staying like this doing nothing, they mostly engage themselves in fish farming because the land is not good for agriculture because of the excessive rainfall. We know that as soon as the soil contains a lot of water, it causes what we call leaching. That's washing down the nutrient to the extent that the plant will no longer make use of it. It destroys it. So there is no way for them to say they want to cultivate. Rice may be cultivated there. That is optional because those rice that can withstand waterlogging area, they will be the one that they can cultivate in that place. But those that cannot withstand, there's no how they can cultivate them there. This one that you are seeing is an example of the mangrove forest or swamp forest we are talking about. This is the example. Then the rainforest. This type of forest is also found in southern Nigeria around Edo, Ondo, Cross River, rivers, part of Delta and Imo states. This is the region that you're going to find this kind of tree. There they have excessive rainfall. It's just like, it's similar to the one we have just discussed, the mangrove. But this one is, they call it rain forest. It is characterized by heavy rainfall too and high humidity with wide drain, excessive leach soil and small area consisting of most of the valuable timber of economic importance in Nigeria, such as tree, like such tree includes iroko, obiche, mahogany, rubber, oil palm, etc. can be found in this region. So you know that's why if you go to the Igbo land, you discover that they're bringing out oil from that side because they have excessive oil palm tree there, and the forest there is also thick that contains lots of water. If you go there, they always have rainfall enough in such area. And these kind of trees are found there. They also use them for what? Construction of houses. So they can be found in such area. Farm animals cannot be successfully kept in this zone because of lack of what? Natural grassland. In such area, there are no natural grassland that we have in the north. That's why you see most of the rearing of animals come from the north. They transport animals from the north down to such area to go and sell to them because the area contains a very thick forest that can enable fly to breed in such area, that cannot allow these animals to strive well in such area. also there is not enough grass for them to graze upon. So rearing of animals in such kind of place becomes a problem. And large population of tsetse as I've earlier said, which is the carrier of animal deadly disease called trypanosomiasis or sleeping sickness. So they carry this kind of sickness. Anytime you carry your animals there, they cannot withstand it. It brings problems to the animals. So for you to rear animals in this kind of area becomes a problem. This is the example of the rainforest. Is the example of the rainforest. Then we want to look at savanna. That is the second zone now, is savanna, the savanna zone. The savanna zones cover a large area of the community or of the country. It stretches from the northern part of the rainforest to the southern part of the Sahara Desert. Yes. If you look at it from where we are talking about, if you come down maybe as from Kogi here, if you are coming from Kogi, you discover that there they have vegetation, a larger vegetation. But as soon as you are crossing over to this Abuja land, you discover that the trees you will be seeing here, they are very scanty. They are not as thick as those ones. So you have already entered into what we call savanna zone. Savanna zone. That is from the north. The northern part of the country covers is covered with the zone we call savanna. So it's the savanna zone we're talking about. Then from here, if you go towards Maiduguri side or Sokoto side or Kano side, you discover that they have already had what we call desert. But like in Abuja here, you discover that because of the excessive activity of farming and human being is bringing what we call desert encroachment. We're approaching desert. That's why you see the way wind blows here is more than the way it blows in the southern part of this country, because they have wind breaks that stop the wind from blowing. But in this area, we are trying to encroach desert. But places like Sokoto, if you go to Kebbi, go to Borno, you discover that already what they have there is desert. It's also part of the northern part of this country. It is generally characterized by short periods of rainfall. That is, if you go to the north, it's generally characterized by short periods of rainfall. Some of the zones, they only carry rainfall at the age of 3 months before you know it, the rain has stopped. But places like Kano, if you go there, the period for rain there is only 3 months. And also in Sokoto, there is just 3 months. Before you know it, the rain has gone. It is dominated by grasses. You will find so many grasses there. That is why it allows rearing of animals in the zone. This is the example of the desert. If you look at it, there are scanty grasses and trees. You can see it plain. The zone can be divided into 5. The zone can be divided into 5. One, that's derived savanna. Derived savanna. This is caused by excessive clearing of land, cropping, and indiscriminate burning of bush have combined to transform the original rainforest vegetation into savanna land. Yes, excessive activity, as I've earlier said. I said cutting down of these trees, cultivating the land but for the sake of crops, you are destroying the vegetation. They will no longer come up again. That's why there is this law that says as you destroy one tree, you should plant 2 so that to replace the vegetation. But in our own case, because of our farming activities, we destroy, we cannot plant again, and thereby rendering the land to become what? A savanna zone. You no longer see the shrubs, you no longer see the trees that do cover the vegetation. So because of the excessive farming activities in that land. Then second one is Southern Guinea Savannah. Southern Guinea Savannah. This is found in the northern part of the country. It forms the region of open national grassland or natural grassland, sparse woodland, and scattered oil palm trees. Yes, in this area we still have scattered oil palm trees. That's why you can see they are bringing oil from the north. because of these scattered palm trees that we have in this zone. So you can see the place is covered with what? Grasses. So you can rear your animals there because they will have enough food to feed on. It is suitable for growing tuber and the establishment of pasture. Yes, when we're talking of pasture, it's a land that you have planted some grasses to rear your animals. So you can have a place to maybe fence it and rear your animals there because you have enough food to eat in that zone. So it's only in the Southern Guinea Savannah that you can find a suitable place for cultivating tuber crops and establishment of pasture land. A large number of animals are kept in this zone. That's the truth. Because they will have enough food to eat. Then the next one is Northern Guinea Savannah. This zone has more open woodlands than the Southern Guinea Savannah. It has few scattered short trees, and the grasses are shorter than the ones in the Southern Guinea Savannah. Crops found in this zone are mainly cereals, that's such as maize, sorghum, millet, groundnut, cowpea, cotton, and etc. So in this area, it allows you to cultivate crops too. The kind of crops you are going to cultivate in this area, they are, as I've earlier mentioned, I think you can cultivate crops like maize, that we all know about it. There are crops like sorghum, or what we call guinea corn, that we all know about it, or millet, or groundnut, or cowpea, or cotton, that we use in manufacturing cloth. And then the next zone is Sudan Savannah. Sudan Savannah. This area characterized by widely spaced stunted trees interspersed by different types of short grasses. Yes, in this area, the trees you are going to find that they are stunted. They say stunted, that they cannot go beyond this level. You see them very short, and they are interspersed with what? With grasses. If you go to places, as I've earlier mentioned, Borno side, you can see them there, because already they have experiencing what we call deserts in such area. So the trees you are going to see there, they are very stunted trees that cannot grow tall, and they have sparse grasses amidst these trees that are there. Rainfall lasts for only 2 to 3 months in this area. Thus, the area has a longer and more severe dry season than the Guinea Savannah. Yes, in this area, the dry season is more longer than the Guinea Savannah. The animals that can be found in this area include elephants, tigers, lions, grasscutters, etc. And the common trees are shea-butter and baobab trees, because they can withstand harsh weather. That's where they can be found there. The baobab tree we are talking about, you discover that the body contains water, so it can withstand any harsh weather. And then the last one there is Sahel Savannah. Sahel Savannah. This is an arid region with fewer, shorter trees. Rainfall in this area is scanty, about 500 millimeter annually. You know, in your meteorological station, they normally keep a cup there that we call it a rain gauge. That's anytime they're measuring the rain from this area, the only amount of rain they can measure for a year is just 500 millimeter. That's to tell you that they have only few months for rainfall, and falls within 3 months. 3 may include acacia, raffia palms, and oil palm trees. Then uses of forest products. Uses of forest products. 1. Timber. The wood from the forest tree are used for building houses, canoes, local bridges. Yes, we use them to construct canoe. We use them to construct bridges, local bridges. Maybe there is a river or a stream that block your way to your farm. You can use this wood to construct a bridge that you can be crossing on it. Even a vehicle can move on it freely. So we use it to construct bridges. We use it to construct for building our houses and construct canoe. Then second one is fuel. We know that women normally go to the bush to to cut this firewood to come and set fire with it. We call it fuel, because if without fuel in it, there's no how you can generate fire. So it's as a result of, with the help of the fuel that's in the wood, it will enable it to catch fire so that they'll be able to cook their food with it. Then the second one is serve as source of employment. There are some people that work as forest guards. They work in the forest. As we have earlier said, that the scientific application of this knowledge is called forestry. Those people that are working in that forest to maintain the forest, they are employed by government, and the government normally pay them. So it serves as source of employment. And then it serves as, some of them, all the medicine that we are seeing, be it orthodox or scientific or be it herbal, they always get them from the bush. So it's from the forest you can get all the medicine we are talking about, the drugs we are talking about, because they can be natural, they can be synthetic. So and the next one says raw materials for industries. Some industries raw materials are gotten from the forest that they use them there. And then food, it serves as food. The fruits of the trees. If you go to the bush, you can remove the wild fruits and begin to chew, because it serves as what? As food. Then it serves as tourist attraction. It attracts tourism. People from the outside, they'll come to see the kind of vegetation you have, so it attracts them. It brings more income to our country. So finally, we have talked about forest and the forest uses. We have seen the meaning of forest. We have seen the uses of forest. Now I want to leave you with this assignment. You use your agri textbook to sort out all the assignments that I'm going to leave with you here. I say define the term forest, and then mention the types of forest we have. How many types of forest do we have? Stay safe. Many thanks till I come your way next time, same station. Thank you.